The moon flirts with me as I ride, so sweet like the smell of rain. I couldn't say I'm sorry for missing your call again. Drooling on my sheets, why'd I go to sleep so late again? Fuck, I lost my keys, I cannot be late again, no. And every minute, every hour, every day, I feel that I'll become cliche. Just be yourself, right? Better for your health, right? And shouldn't chase the wealth, right? It ain't gonna happen overnight. I'm doing my cardio, keeping it tight. Cooking it up, feeding my body right. Brushing and flossing for kissing goodnight. To the playful moon. She'll be gone so soon. Disturbing dreams, all these demons in my head again. I'd be damned if I ever took a shroom again, no. I love when she flirts with me, won't allow me to overthink again. And no one else is tripping, you're in your head again, no. And every minute, every hour, every day, I feel that I'll become cliche. But just be yourself, right? Better for your health, right? Shouldn't chase the wealth, right? Ain't gonna happen overnight. I'm doing my cardio, keeping it tight. I'm cooking it up, feeding my body right. Brushing and flossing for kissing goodnight. To the playful moon. And she'll be gone so soon, yeah. To the playful moon. She'll be gone so soon, she'll be gone so soon, she'll be gone so soon. She'll be gone so soon. She'll be gone so soon. And every minute, every hour, every day, I feel my heart going astray. No need to stress, right? And no, I didn't do no wrong this time. I really didn't do no wrong this time. But for how many moons I slept at night, dreaming of a fool that wasn't you. At least we know the moon could always be faithful to you. The girl's already doomed, don't let her shadows eat through you. At least we know the moon could always be faithful to you, to you.
Hello, my name is Casey Lipka. I am a bassist, singer, and composer. I'm so excited to bring people together and talk about creativity and music. And I am welcoming Shawn Thwaites today. He's a Trinidadian American musician and educator from Washington, D.C. His area of expertise is unique, the steel drum. His trademark style integrates the very best of Trinidadian ancestry and also intertwines jazz, hip hop, funk, calypso, reggae, and more. You were just listening to some of his beautiful music and collaborations. He has established himself as a rare and sought after international recording artist, musician, and educator. Some of his accomplishments include recording with notable artists such as Lauryn Hill, Walter Beasley, and he has performed in some of the world's most prestigious venues, such as the Kennedy Center and Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. So happy to have you here, Shawn. Thank you for your time, for joining me to talk about music and creativity. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction,
Oh,
Casey.
yeah.
It's good to Good to be here.
That is all you. That's all you, Shawn. I'm just,
I know sometimes I was like, wait, wow. That's me.
yeah. Tell, I mean, I know a little bit about you and so happy to finally, as I was saying before, we were officially rolling here. It's so nice to chat with you for more than 2 minutes. My musical life and Shawn's musical life, I've sort of always known about him, but our paths have been, going the
Yeah,
opposite directions.
for sure.
Yeah. So how do you how do you think about creativity? Let's start there.
Well, I guess in recent years, creativity to me is just being free. Um, and I wasn't always like that before. I was very secluded into myself. But when I got comfortable, I guess I started to open up and just create and just know that there's no wrong. I was always making sure my T's were crossed and my I's were dotted, but sometimes you just got to be you. So that's how I think of it. I just try to be me and look in and then release.
Hmm. It sounds like from the way you're saying it that there was a point when you made a decision to to let go of dotting the I's and crossing.
Yes. And when I started doing that, I started like really understanding who I am as a person and being secure with me. Um, so yeah, and I surprised myself and was like, wow, I can do this. Like,
What
so yeah, that was,
I'm so curious, what was that moment for you?
I mean, just doing my own solo album, um, and seeing it happen and seeing people like it and tell me like it like one lady told me that, she was fighting breast cancer and she listened to my music and, what it did for other people. So, once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. That was like the moment that solidified it for me.
Hmm. Wow. It seems like when you made the leap to do your first record, and
Hmm.
then there was a response, a positive
Hmm.
response to it, that are you saying that kind of fueled more of your music or
For sure, 100%. Yeah, once I see that the public is accepting me, for who I am, just me naturally, I'm just like, oh, I'm running with it now.
yeah, yeah. So in the past, in some of these interviews, I've asked musicians and composers what barriers have gotten in the way. And it sounds
Hmm.
like you're saying you made the decision to record your solo your solo album.
Hmm.
Shawn Thwaites, I'm assuming you're talking about the Shawn Thwaites Rebel Quartet album, right?
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
Which is amazing. Everybody who is watching, please go check out this music. It will brighten your day. The nature of the steel pan instrument is I don't know. There's no way that you can't feel joy listening to steel pan. That's just,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. So please go check out his music. I'll give you a little shout out here. You can find his music at strq.tv and
Hmm.
find out some more about his music. So, what was there something, a barrier? Was there something in the way? Or what? I'll start there.
Okay.
Something that got in the way for you?
That got in the way for me as far as like releasing music or just being a musician or um, once you playing a steel drum, um, for me, it had many different. Um, it was it, it's a beautiful instrument, but sometimes you get put in a bubble. They only want your music to be heard during the summer seasons or playing a certain style of music. So I was always fighting to try to get people to understand the instrument, to understand that it's an instrument and it can play any genre of music. So that's like when you listen to my album New Life, I try to incorporate all these many different styles, jazz being the main subject, but just really like trying to branch out and show the world that it can be played in any genre. So that was one barrier. And on the flip side, there's been a lot of hurdles that I was able to cross because I was a steel drum player, and maybe a trumpet player couldn't, or a vocalist couldn't, didn't get the head nod because I'm so unique, But I remember applying for Cirque du Soleil, and I was like, I want to be one of those musicians because all those musicians, all the music you hear at Cirque du Soleil is live. So, that door shut in my face because well, they told me, they said, Shawn, well, we can't have you because unless a composer writes a steel drum piece for you specifically, is when we will call you for one of our shows. So that was a no go, but that's like one of the ultimate things I wanted to do in my career was like perform in the Cirque du Soleil, you know. But that didn't happen for me yet.
Yeah.
But so they, yeah, exactly. So that's some of the barriers that it comes with it, and I'm sure it's other instruments that have the same issues, but that was just one for me.
Hmm. It sounds like playing the steel pan is kind of there's the appeal because of its uniqueness, but then there's the flip side of it that there isn't necessarily a lot of repertoire available for you
Exactly.
specifically.
Yeah. We always have to, for the most part, we have to create our own way. Um, I remember like telling myself again, I love Erica Badu's music. I love that style, and I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I would love to be, because she had a flutist in her band, and I was like, man, I would love to be on that stage. But that didn't happen either. but but I met Camilla. You know what I'm saying? And I incorporated her into my band, and that kind of fulfilled that for me.
Hmm.
Is having a vocalist and that vibe. So creating that style of music.
Hmm.
So yeah.
When I think about you, I I really do see you from the outside as forging your own path.
hmm
And what what has that been like for you?
it's been tough. Honestly, it's because people you have to make people see your vision and realize it. And that can be tough sometimes. I had a friend tell me, she said, Shawn, I don't care what you play. You can play rock, you can play this, but once you're playing that steel drum, you make me feel like I need a pina colada with an umbrella in it. She said, I don't care what you do. So it's like some people just not, they're not, that's what they see. And once they hear it, it makes them feel that way, which is good. It's a joy. So it's still a win-win.
Mm. Yeah, so that it seems like there's still that part that there are certain sonic ideas associated with that sound. And
Exactly.
yeah, and when, I've seen you play throughout Sacramento a little bit, and
Mhm.
in his band, he incorporates, like he's talking about jazz elements, having playing with a rhythm section and horn players, and collaborating with other musicians, and and you're talking about Camilla, your collaboration with her. Um,
hmm
how how do you go about collaborating with your instrument and other musicians?
How do I go about it? I think for the most part, I see them first. Like I see the artist and like, hey, I would love to work with this person, and I can incorporate that sound with my band. That's pretty much how I do it. Like I said, vocalists, like Levi Salua. Like when I heard him play, I was like, he'll be perfect. Um, I can get my Charlie Parker fix with him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I kind of see the artist first, and I'm like, my drums will sound good with that.
Hmm. Yeah, as I'm hearing you talk, I mean, I'm hearing you talk about music so expansively. You've already referenced, Charlie Parker, Erica Badu. There are all
Mm-hmm.
these different influences
Mm-hmm.
that it seems like you're drawing from. Uh, and I guess my question is, how do you navigate composing and bringing together all of those influences? How do you do that?
That's a very good question. Yeah, but I'm gonna go back to me just being free and not putting myself in a bubble and saying, "Oh, I can't do this." I I, I just do it. You like I'm not letting anything get in my way as far as what we can do as steel drum players. Um, and that's pretty much it. So however I'm feeling, if I feel like I want you on bass, this is gonna happen. That's kind of like that's just how I feel about it. I brought Esperanza Spalding to Maryland um, with the steel orchestra that I had at the time. This was maybe 10 years ago, and this is when she did it was her second album. Um, and we backed up Esperanza Spalding with an entire steel band.
Wow.
And that was just me and my older brother, like we can play her music and we're going to play it on steel drums as an orchestra. And when she heard it, it blew her mind. And she came with her upright bass and sang and played along with us. And I don't think that's ever been done.
I think that is true. That is a true statement. I don't think that has been done.
Yes. So
So,
we did a clinic with Esperanza. She performed at Maryland University, and we did a clinic with her. And she spoke about it and how we bridged the gap. Um, so just that kind of stuff. I always think outside of the box.
yeah, I mean, hearing you talk, one thing that Shawn was saying before the cameras were rolling here is once you start, it's amazing what you can do. And
Hmm.
hearing you talk about how you think about your music, but also how you think about creating ideas and, well, imagining ideas and then making them happen
Hmm.
is so inspiring. What would you tell somebody who wants to do their own music but hasn't taken that step yet?
You have to dig deep. You have to look within first before, you have to be comfortable with yourself before you can, affect others. Because you have to believe it. Once you believe it is that's when you win. You have to look within first. Because I tell people all the time, and I shouldn't say this publicly or online, but I play a 55-gallon oil drum, which is considered a trash can. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I could do it, you can for sure. With an instrument. I mean, not steel drums are an instrument too, but I mean, that's how I look at it. I just feel like if we took a 55-gallon oil drum and made it modern and now it's an instrument and we're playing it and performing it and recording it. So, I mean, and people tell me all the time, that's a trash can, but no, it's not. It's an instrument. So, I mean, look what we've done, like with other woodwind instruments and just making anything, and making it an instrument. So it's the possibilities is it's wide.
Yes. Yes. So I think what you're saying is go for it, carve your
Yeah,
path,
yeah.
start, and
And try to be as unique as possible, so you can you're different from others.
Yeah. Yes. So tell tell people who might not know about you a little bit more about yourself. Maybe something that other people might not necessarily know.
I'm a father of two kids, uh, 10 and 17. And that's my joy. Like those two are my greatest creation. And I love it and I adore my kids. And yeah. So that's the first thing I like to share. And I'm a nurturer. I just like to, I like people. I like good people around me and um, I like to help artists. Um, so I'm a segue a little bit. That's why I'm kind of going into the executive role of managing and starting my own production company. And I don't know if I told you, but I'm on the board for the Grammys, and I want to bring, that to Sacramento to artists here, and just help them find their way and teach them things that they may not know, or help them become members. So yeah.
Hmm. Wow. I mean, it sounds like you're talking a little bit about the inspiration of bringing more connection and nurturing artists,
hmm
primarily in Sacramento.
hmm
What, how did that come to be? And what is that going to
You
look
know, I've just I've been doing it unknowingly for about 2 years. I mean, honestly, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't actually know I was actually fulfilling that role. Um, and I will go back to Camilla actually telling me like, you should start a label, and I'm like, what? That sounds so foreign to me, or you should start because. And then since then I've had so many artists that flock to me and say, "Hey, Sean, can you help me or can you a lot of advice I give and just be a mentor to others." So I just was like, you know what, I need to tap into that. So I've decided to start a production company and get my roster of artists and continue doing the job that I've been doing for 2 years.
now you have the official title.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, more appropriately, you will give yourself the official title because Sean is an innovator, a creator, musician, putting it all together, um, creating. Sounds like you're creating a whole universe, the Sean
Yes.
universe.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So nurturing up and coming artists. Is that?
hmm
Hmm,
Yep.
yeah. Wow.
Because, being, I'm coming from being an artist, and a lot of artists just want to be artists, but they don't want to do all the other stuff. Once you start talking to them about the business, a lot of them don't want to even have that conversation. They just want to focus on their music. But me being a steel drummer and having to find my way and having to do it myself, I've learned how the music business work by default because I'm trying to put myself in a position with this instrument that's rare. So by me doing that, I've learned the industry and I've just been doing it so long that I've become good at it unknowingly, honestly.
That, that's, as I'm sure you can attest, it's related and it's a whole different world. It's a part of, well, it's part of being a musician and, you're talking about creating your universe
hmm
and the music, yes, of course, the most beautiful thing and the thing that we need, and the music that heals and offers joy for people. And then I'm hearing you talk about the other element of how do you get that
hmm
music out? Like, how do you create opportunities for yourself? all of these other questions that
Mm-hmm.
come with establishing yourself as a creator, that other people so other people know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What have you learned from being that person for yourself and for your music?
I've learned that you can't do it by yourself. You need a team. And you have to find a good team, a team that you trust, and people around you that you trust, to help you. Because if you have that, you can focus on yourself and your music
Mhm.
and being an artist. It's not easy to be an artist, so it's definitely something you need help with.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, an important reminder. We all we all need help. We all
Yeah, you definitely need help. You can't do it alone.
we all need each other, and
Yeah.
uplifting each other. That's definitely one reason that I'm here with you today. I want to, you know, uplift uplift the music community and shed some more light on how to create. Oh, I think we lost Shawn here for a moment. Let me see if I can bring him back. Oh, you are back. Yay.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Let's see. Well, Shawn is frozen. He was speaking such deep words here. That's all right. Give me a moment while I go get Shawn here. See if I can find him. We'll be right back. All good.
Sorry
Hey,
about that.
this is part of the deal with internet and technology, and we're making it work.
I know, right?
Yeah. You were in the
Yes.
middle of something so profound. So sorry to lose you at that moment.
I know, right? Right? What were we talking about? What did I say? Maybe it could come back to me.
Nurturing other
Do you remember?
people. Uh,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Sorry about that.
Life, real life in quarantine, other things happening. Um,
Yeah.
that's the life of being an artist. There's lots of things going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I could you talk a little bit more about the Shawn Thwaites Rebel Quartet or your project with Camilla? I mean, I know they're related. Um, just talk a little bit more about your personal music project.
Well, Corona has put a lot of things at halt, but I was working on New Life too. Um, I have my parts of my band that will come to my place and we will work on music, and I've been working on music, and I have a full album. I want to go into the studio, but the studio that I operate out of is closed due to COVID. So it's been kind of a rocky road with it, but I still keep working because I have my little home studio and I still come up with music and working on it. But I really want to start recording it, but it's just difficult to do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
What is your creative life looking like right now, given the pandemic?
it's looking virtual. I got to start getting into that virtual game, which I'm really not. a big fan of, to be honest. But I had to get away so I can get some inspiration. So as I told you, I went to Africa. I went to Ethiopia for 16 days because my PTSD started kicking in, and I was like, I'm not happy. I'm not able to do what I love doing. So I had to get away to get some inspiration to come back, to say, okay, I want to start a production team and I want to continue working on my music and I want to get back rehearsing with my band and, all those things. So that's what I did for myself, and it worked. That's why I'm so glad we had this conversation after I returned.
Hmm. It seems like there has been it's been a rejuvenating time to travel for you.
Yes, yes, for sure. Because I mean, I know I'm not the only musician going through this, or artist, or some people that create. We create, and if you're not that we can't create in our homes, but if you can't create with the other people you work with, that's tough. Every
Yeah.
time I watch some of these virtual concerts, you have to perform with your band members with masks on, and it's like that's so hard for me to do, you know, because it's just you 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 can't really enjoy it the same way.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah,
That
it's a
is for sure.
it feels like fast food to me.
Not expecting that. Virtual
It
concert
really does.
fast food. You heard it here first.
I don't have, I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, that's just me being, real about it. Um, but we may all have to do it. And I'm not knocking it, but I just feel like, I can't wait. If hopefully we can get back to performing for people live.
Yeah. I like to hold on to that when live music, comes back for real, that
Hmm.
that it will be so, 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 so special.
Yes, exactly. I think there will be a lot of good music too, because people just kind of holding on to what they have and ready to release it. A lot of people are still releasing music because we're actually in the first round of the Grammy voting, so there's a lot of music that's been released.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, what is it like to be looking at the musical world through the Grammy perspective?
it's awesome. Um, I like what they're doing. I like the fact that I have a vote. I like that. Um, yeah, it's been an awesome experience. I haven't been on the board for I only been for a couple months, and because of Corona, I haven't really been able to meet everybody because we're doing everything virtually.
Hmm.
So I feel like I'm being robbed of my first year, but um, it's cool. I really feel like I'm at home and I'm supposed to be there. Um, it was a little intimidating at first because it's as it's the biggest music one of probably if not the so but now that I'm in it, everybody's so cool and it's just yeah I've met so many great people that's affiliated with the academy. um, yeah, and I want to just be that voice for where I here in Northern California and get everybody involved that I can from this region.
That is the nurturer in you coming out with that statement. So what do you wish you would have known when you just started out writing music?
uh, all of the possibilities. Yeah, yeah, just all of the possibilities that that were available to me. There's no wrong answer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, love that. There is
Yeah.
no wrong answer. Yeah. So many wonderful pieces of wisdom that you're sharing today, Shawn.
Thank
Just
you.
start, and you'll be amazed at what happens.
Yeah.
There are infinite possibilities.
Yes.
So that's a wonderful, wonderful reminder to hear and also to walk with for the rest of the day.
Hmm.
Is there anything you'd like to share for people who are watching?
Um, just look out. Look out for my production company team. If you're an artist and you want to get out there, um, at least give me the opportunity to help you if you need help. You know, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
So you can find more information about Shawn and hopefully get in touch with you about this.
Hmm.
strq.tv, which stands for Shawn Thwaites Rebel Quartet. I did have a question. Why is it called Rebel Quartet?
I just thought I'm a big fan of Bob Marley and the Wailers, and I always liked their name, the Wailing Wailers, and so I was really like, it's like let me find a couple of rebels. Like when I first went to um to Shine and I heard Levi Salua and the rest of the great musicians that go there, I was like, man, I was so amazed by, because I didn't expect it. I'm not gonna lie, um, I came from Berklee College of Music, where I've heard a lot of great jazz, and um, since then I haven't heard much like after like jazz clubs, they don't really exist as much as they used to. So I wasn't expecting all these young killing musicians. So I I just was like the word rebel stuck out to me, and I was like, it's gonna be the Rebel Quartet instead of just saying Shawn Thwaites Quartet, because that's everybody just says, or sextet, or you know what I'm saying. And then it didn't work out because I found another trumpet player, and then it just turned into like six people. So it was like I had to say Shawn Thwaites Rebel Quartet featuring this one, featuring that one. So, but it still worked out.
Yeah, Shawn's
Yeah.
community is growing as he nurtures more musicians and brings
Yeah.
more people.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
see Beza popped on here. Maybe you know Beza, Shawn. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Will says, great talk, Shawn and Casey. Thanks for being here, Will. Um, yeah, Shawn, thank you so much for your time. And it's been wonderful to hear how you think about music and your own music, paving a path, um, and what you're thinking about.
Well, thank you for all you do and for this platform. This is amazing, and keep it going.
Oh, thank you. I cannot wait to hear more about your what's going to happen with all of these wonderful artists that are going to blossom under your. I mean,
Umbrella, yes.
yeah,
Yes, for sure. Yes.
yeah, definitely. If you're thinking about it, if you're writing music, if you're wondering how to take the next step, please reach out to Shawn. You can find his information at strq.tv. And I lead music writing workshops and have lots of free resources up at creativemusicwriting.com. Yeah, Shawn, really looking forward to how that blossoms and what that looks like.
Yes, you'll see me around
Right.
for sure. Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you next Wednesday with another.